Look, I don't care what Stephen A. Smith says. I don't care what Max Kellerman says. I don't care what Woj says. Anthony Davis is going to the Lakers. Point blank, period. There's nothing to think about. There's nothing to bust your brain about. It's going down. He's going to the Lakers. Period. End of discussion. Because you got to really think about it. Let's just use our brains for a second. Anthony Davis can only go to two teams because there's only two teams that have the assets to trade for Anthony Davis. It's either the LA Lakers or the Boston Celtics. There's nobody else that has the assets to trade for him. Now, there are teams who have assets. Every team has assets, but every other team would have to trade their best player in order to get Anthony Davis. The Lakers and the Boston Celtics are the only teams who can actually trade for him without giving up their best player. And that's the only way you want to trade for a guy like Anthony Davis, especially since he doesn't want to go anywhere but the Lakers anyway. But here's the thing with Boston. Boston's not going to trade for him because, again, he wants to go to the Lakers. It doesn't make sense for them to give up assets to try to get a guy who doesn't want to be there. That just doesn't make sense. That would be ridiculous on their part. Now, I know what people are probably saying. All they have to do is win a championship, trade for him. If they win a ring, then, hey, maybe he'll stay. Offer him the max. He's not going to turn down the max. Listen, let's be clear about something. That sounds good. That definitely does make sense. Maybe they trade for him and they win the championship because Anthony Davis is a great player. You got Kyrie. If they can keep Kyrie, they could maybe win a ring. I mean, they were already expected to end up in the finals when this season started. So maybe you get rid of some of the guys that are causing some of the turmoil, that are beefing over minutes. Get rid of some of those guys. You bring in Anthony Davis. Now you got a quiet house. Everybody's getting along. You got a great team with two superstar players. Maybe they can win a ring. And if they win a ring, maybe he stays and doesn't turn down the max. Nobody, and I can understand, nobody's turning down a max deal coming off of a championship year. That doesn't make sense. Number one, you could barely find somebody to turn down a max deal, but to turn down a max deal after you won a championship, not only would that be foolish, but the ridicule that he would get for leaving the Boston Celtics after winning a championship just to go play with Lebron, he would look like a fool, and that would probably be the end of his brand and his career. So that can't happen. He can't do that. If he goes to Boston and they win a ring, he's re-signing. He stays put in Boston. Period. End of discussion. But here's the problem with that idea. The Golden State Warriors. Even if they get Anthony Davis, who's to say they're going to beat the Warriors? They probably still won't beat the Warriors. And think about it. Boston can only trade for him next year. So what about this year? That means he would have to play this year or sit out this year, get traded next year, traded whenever, and then play a whole year in Boston. Who knows what could happen between that time? That's crazy, especially if you're the Pelicans. You're not, if the Lakers are giving you a respectable deal, you're not going to keep him on your roster for a year hoping that you'll be able to trade him 6 months down the road. That's crazy. How much more can Boston give you than LA that's worth keeping him for another 6 months? What if he gets hurt? What if something happens? Nah, he wants to go now. The Lakers are going to give you a respectable deal. You trade and you get the guy, man. Do the deal, get it done, send him to the Lakers. He's going to the Lakers. There's no question in my mind. He is going to the Lakers. Let me know what y'all think. Comment below. It's your boy Roger Red TV. I'm out.